Good afternoon, folk. Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. Today we're going to be covering Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, doing some technical analysis. And what I'm going to be doing is basically breaking down this sort of chamber here for Bitcoin since it's come down to its lows and why it potentially has had this rally up to this level of resistance that we're currently running into here at 25k, and what I'm expecting next. So in regards to the breakdown, first to explain to you guys, this red line here is key resistance. So this is the area we're failing to get above. You can see we've had 1 point of contact, 2 point of contact now, where we're slightly being rejected on the second week here. We've had 2 candles this week. If we do close red, it's the second week of sort of rejection from this key area of resistance. So that's the key area we do need to see ourselves get back above before we can remain bullish in the near short term. But for me, what's happened again, so since this level of resistance was created, we started forming this sort of falling wedge pattern here, where you've got this level of key resistance, falling wedge, and you've got this level of key resistance and then this level of support. What happened was you came down in this point of contact, you came up, we held the 19k range for a good couple of months here. People thought the low was in, but we actually got rejected by this descending resistance here of the falling wedge, and we lost this support here of 19k, and this is where we actually put in that bottom for Bitcoin at 15. Okay, but you can see here it was the second point of contact within this falling wedge channel, and what happened at this point is we had a nice double bottom pattern here, level of support and resistance. We coiled up in an ascending triangle, we broke this neckline of resistance that we was under, okay, and now we've retraced back up to 25k, and in fact it's where this pattern actually started to form. So when we do start falling these falling wedge patterns here, so this pattern here, so you can see that we was in this falling wedge channel, we broke out, okay, we broke this neckline of resistance. What normally happens is you tend to retrace to where the pattern actually started forming in the first place, okay, and this is why we've come up to 25k and met it as a second point of resistance, and why this is such crucial resistance moving forward for us to actually break above to see continuation here for Bitcoin. Again, so we have met a technical target of this breakdown pattern, we've broke out of the resistance and we've ran up back to the technical target of where this pattern formed. Okay, so this is this is the target met, and I am looking for some sort of pullback here. Now what would indicate a pullback to me, and you know, we always like to trade on confirmation. What would be a pullback for me here is if we do start to close below this weekly 20. I think this is a very negative thing. So as this is creeping up, and if Bitcoin does start to come down and lose that 20-week EMA, I think it's very negative, and we could be looking at a larger correction here. But I think the minimal retracement point right now is back down to retest these levels here at around 21k. Okay, so what we could see at this point though is a bearish pattern play out, which I wouldn't look forward to. So we could have this sort of double M top pattern here where you've ran into resistance. If we come down and lose this 20-week EMA and lose this double top pattern and hit it as resistance, I do think we're in for a bit more of a larger correction. Now, where could we find support? Well, we can measure this double M top pattern and look for where the breakdown would be. And what you would notice here is that what you would see Bitcoin do would actually be quite healthy, I think, if it was to do this, because you'd be coming back to backtest previous. Okay, so we once had this area support, okay, we kept running into this descending resistance, and then we lost it as support, okay, and then you came down to 15k, you created this double bottom pattern, and since you've broke out of this double bottom pattern underneath here, underneath this level of support, you've broke out and not actually back tested it. Okay, you've broke out of resistance and not back tested it for support for continuation yet. So I do think that if we do fill out this double top pattern here and lose this support and 20-week EMA and hit our heads on it, I do think this is the potential target of where Bitcoin's trying to get to. Okay, and just retesting this double bottom pattern that we this double bottom pattern we had here. Okay, since we've broken out of that resistance, okay, you've met the technical target, retraced back to this falling wedge target, and right now you're forming a bearish double top. If this does come into play and we do lose 21.4k, okay, I am looking for a short down to 18.2. Okay, so again, trade on confirmation, because at the same time we could be coiling up here, holding this weekly 20, waiting for it to come up to get a bounce. Okay, so to see confirmation that we're bullish, we have to take out this 25k. It's as simple as that. It's a game of support and resistance. This is the key resistance area. If we start getting above that and holding it as support, okay, and holding that support continuously, that's your confirmation signal to go long. Okay, but at the moment, what it looks like is we're running into a second area of an area of resistance for a second time. We're coming back to the 20-week EMA, and if we do fail to hold that and lose it as support, as I've said, you've got this double M top pattern, and the technical target brings you back down to the neckline of this double bottom here for Bitcoin and this ascending triangle from where you broke out and haven't back tested for support yet. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. Again, we trade on confirmation. So it's all about this 21.4K right now, okay, in this weekly 20 EMA. If you see Bitcoin come down and lose it, you go short. Okay, if you see Bitcoin, if it starts to come up and Bitcoin holds it and starts to sort of rally up towards the 25K mark in some sort of larger bull flag potentially and break the 25K, that's your sign to go long, okay? Because once you get above that and hold that as support, again, it's a long signal for me, okay? Because you're holding the EMAs and you're holding previous resistance as support, and you're showing bullish momentum. But I think what we have on the cards here overall is some sort of potential Elliott wave theory, where you've got this wave 1, this is a wave 2, this is a wave 3. Right now we could come back for we could potentially come back to here for a wave 4 and actually break out and run back up to 28K. This is a potential bullish scenario, okay, where you've got wave 1, wave 2, this is a large wave 3. Right now you're going for a wave 4. If you hold the weekly, if Bitcoin can come down here, as I've said, and actually hold this weekly 20 EMA as it starts to creep up, then potentially you are going to get the relief back up to 25. And if you do break that, I think you have a target back up to this neckline of previous support for Bitcoin in 2021. And we would actually potentially have the chance to retest that 28 to 30K region. Okay, so for me, that's the near short-term bullish scenario, holding the 20-week EMA, coming back for a wave 4 correction, looking to take the 25 out and put in a new local high and actually getting back above this resistance level. That's the bullish scenario. But again, as I've said, if we do come back here for a correction back and we do lose 21.4, if we do come down and lose that and we go short from that level of resistance to 25K, it's a 27% drop. But from current price, okay, if we lose the weekly 20 and we lose this white trend line of support at 21.2K, I think Bitcoin currently is looking for a 22% correction. And if we do something like this right now, what you've got on our hands here is potentially you've got some sort of right angled broadening wedge where you're coming down resistance, support, a higher level of resistance. If you come back down and lose the support of this broadening wedge, okay, because you've got 2 points of contact of resistance, if you come down and lose support here, again, this technical target brings you back down to 18K. Okay, so it could potentially be another bearish pattern. So as I said, you've got this resistance, support. This could be a double M top pattern within a right angled broadening wedge, which is this pattern right here. Okay, and once you lose this neckline of support, that's it. That's your confirmation signal to go short. Okay, it's literally that simple. So there's two sort of patterns there that are showing me potentially we are looking to locally top out and start retracing back down for a key level. Now, what's interesting again at this point, if we do come down to 18.2K, you can see that going from this local top, okay, and retracing to this low for Bitcoin that we bottomed out in December, you can see that the golden ratio sits around there, okay, 18.8K. So this area for me for support is very interesting, and I think backtesting this previous double bottom breakout for Bitcoin and ascending triangle would not be a bad thing. I think coming back here would offer an amazing opportunity. And again, one bullish outlook on this now, if we was to come back to that 18K, okay, if we did come back to this level of support, which is what we're looking for, okay, this neckline of the double bottom, okay, if we did come back to that for support and start to potentially have some sort of corrective waves here and work our way down, what you could see is some sort of retracement back here. And if we do start to come up and tackle this 25K, which is our key resistance, potentially what you've got on your hands is some sort of inverse head and shoulders, where this is a large left shoulder that we've had here, this is potentially a head, and right now you're looking to sort of fill out this right shoulder somewhere. So again, it's an interesting theory to have, but this 25K I think is the key level of resistance and a level that Bitcoin needs to get back above. And once it does, if we do break out from an inverse head and shoulders and come back down to form this right shoulder here through this double top pattern with a technical target down to 18.2K, then I think Bitcoin's on its way back up to 42K once it breaks that inverse head and shoulders target. Again, it's all just a theory, but you can see that potentially this is a large left shoulder, this is a head. If you do come back down to the neckline of the shoulders, which is our target, okay, if we lose this double top pattern, lose that, the technical target is back down to the neckline of this left shoulder. If you do come down and start to form a right shoulder here, as I said, you've got a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder. Start to tackle out 25K, and it's game on for Bitcoin. Sorry, that's so messy, but I hope you get the gist. I hope you guys get the gist. But again, we have to, if we do start losing this level of support, this is the final outlook, guys. If we lose 21.4k and we lose this 20-week EMA, I think the minimum retracement target is back down to the neckline of this double bottom here for Bitcoin. Okay, so the neckline of this double bottom, the double bottom pattern here. I think coming out from here, if we lose this support, okay, that's your confirmation to go short, and we are in a 20% correction for Bitcoin, and all you've done is a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3. This could be a nasty wave 4, looking for a wave 5 takeout back up to that 28k 30k range from previous levels in last couple of years ago. So I hope you enjoyed the content today, guys. If you did, please do like, comment and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for my next videos. From Chart Nerd TA, take care, peace out.